Hey guys, I'm Dimension Jumper, and today I'm putting my top 5 favourite winter themed levels or areas in video games. Now for this list, I'll be going over some of the winter areas that I find interesting and quite cool, depending on where they are in the game or how you interact with various characters and stuff in that specific area. And so yeah. So for number 5 is Winterhold from Skyrim. Now what I like about Winterhold is that it holds the College of Winterhold, and you get to do an entire side quest or main quest or kind of quest based on the College of Winterhold, and it takes you from being an apprentice all the way to the Archmage of Winterhold. And what I like about this is that it kind of revolves around this giant eye thing, and it's basically you have to go around Skyrim and try and find clues on what this thing is and how it came to be and stuff like that. And I do enjoy talking to some of the characters in the College of Winterhold, because you can talk to different kinds of cast makers. So you can speak to a destruction cast maker, a lesser ward cast maker, a healing cast maker, and various other wizards and mages throughout the College of Winterhold. And yeah, and also you're told about how this big this devastation happened to the college years ago, and how it kind of affected some parts of Winterhold itself. And I do really enjoy a lot of the elements that you can see within Winterhold and how cool it is. So for number 4 is Illum from Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Now Illum, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, I think is a cool sort of snow planet, because we're told that this is where the Jedi would go to get their saber crystal so that they can create their own lightsabers. And what I like about this is that this is the part of the game where Cal, the main character, is kind of at its low point, because this is when, because the planet before this, Dathomir, this is where, because in Dathomir, Cal broke his lightsaber while he was having a vision of his old master. And what I like about Illum is that it kind of helps Cal kind of like give himself more morale and confidence, and I do really enjoy a lot of what the planet has to offer, especially with their own saber crystal that you get, because you can craft your own lightsaber with the pieces of the old one that you had throughout the game with Seer's lightsaber that you get before going into the planet. And I do enjoy like how you can get a lot of colors. Like you can have a blue lightsaber, a green one, a yellow one, orange one, purple, whatever. And I do really enjoy how you can do that, and also find all the amount of secrets you can find, like force echoes, several chests that you can find for the mantis, for Cal, for like his different costumes. And also for BB-8 when you find like canisters for healing stuff. And I do like how you can fight the Empire because they somehow found out about this planet. I do also enjoy the sort of light sort of puzzle that you get to use throughout part of the planet, and I do think it's somewhat of an enjoyable part of the game and the planet as a whole. For number 3 is, I hope I'm pronouncing this right, Holoska from Sonic Unleashed. Now this is one of the this is basically one of the more peaceful places out of all of the towns and villages that you meet or you see along the game. And I feel like this is the most peaceful because unlike some of the other ones, this doesn't feel like enemies would attack it, and I do really enjoy some of the levels that you can play in the game, mainly the daytime levels, because I feel like the Holoska daytime levels are some of the best daytime Sonic levels in a game, because it doesn't feel like you're just going you're running fast past buildings and forests or whatever, but you're going past ice, and I feel like that's somewhat of a cool thing. The nighttime levels are okay. It's like I feel like the nighttime levels are a bit more forgettable, in my opinion, in that part of the game, in just in the Holosker area. I do kind of like the boss a bit. It's kind of like this big head of a dragon thing, and you just have to like attack it a bunch of times, like every other nighttime boss in the game. And it does feel kind of peaceful in Holosker. For number 2 is Helheim from the current God of War game. Now, what I like about Helheim is that it's probably very important in Kratos' journey, because this is the part of the game where Kratos gets the Blades of Chaos, and it's because he needs to save Atreus because he's fallen very ill because he tried to use his Spartan Rage on one of Thor's sons, and because of that, Atreus has fallen gravely ill, and he needs the heart of the bridge guy who's like watching over Helheim. And I do like how Kratos goes to retrieve the blades to go to Helheim, and he sees visions of Athena on the boat and outside of his house, and then he's kind of like it's basically Kratos looking at its past, and then when he gets to Helheim, he can just hit a bunch of enemies with the Blades of Chaos, and the second time you go there is when Baldur has put the Bifrost onto Asgard. But I do like how Kratos in this part of the game is smart enough to change realms, and so that he doesn't get the full force of Asgard on him. And I do like how in this part of the game, it's like we get to, in the second part, we get to Helheim. We get to see different aspects of some of the different nightmare things from the characters like Baldur, Atreus, and Kratos. So for Atreus, we get to see him when he's like arrogant, and he's like when he learns that he's a god. And I feel like when we see Helheim Atreus, this is how much of like an absolute how full of himself he has become, and how from after their trip to Helheim, Atreus seems like a bit like his normal self now after he's seen his Helheim version, and how his father just says that, oh, we can't do this as a god, and we can only be us. It's like, I think the quote he said at the end of the game is like, we are the gods that we choose to be, or something that he says at the end of the game. And I feel like Helheim is good, and with Baldur we get to see him and Freya, who's his mum, kind of talking about his invulnerability, because Freya is scared about if he dies, that will cause and bring the full might of Ragnarok. And with Kratos, I do like how he hears the voice of his father Zeus, and how in part of the game, or part of that section, we get to see Kratos attacking Zeus, or on the Helheim version of him, and we get to see it from different perspectives like Atreus, Helheim Kratos, and normal Kratos. And I do really enjoy Helheim as a whole, and I do also quite like the Valkyrie battle that you can do there. And for number 1 is Snow Peak / Snow Peak Runes from Twilight Princess. Now what I like about Snow Peak and the runes is that this has one of the best boss fights in the whole of Twilight Princess, that being Blissita, because when this is the part of the game where you have to find the fragment or the shards of the Mirror of Twilight, and you basically have to go to different areas of Hyrule, finding these pieces and then making them together to go into the Twilight Realm. Now what I like about Snow Peak runes and Snow Peak as a whole is that you can not only can you fight the Blissita in the runes, but also do a specific mini game to get a heart piece. So I'm going to first talk about the mini game first. So the mini game you can unlock after you've beaten Blissita, and you basically, I think, race first the husband Yeti, and then his wife. And I think if you beat both of them, you get a piece of heart, which I think is really cool because the way you race is on this sort of icicle shield sort of thing. Kind of similar. It's kind of like similar to how we shield surf in Breath of the Wild, but with a big chunk of ice. And I really do enjoy this because with the first one, with the first part with the husband Yeti, you can basically take a shortcut, which is kind of risky because the shortcut is a lot narrower. So you will have to make sure that you don't fall off. And then when you fight when you go against the wife, she will also go the shortcut way. So I feel like with the husband Yeti being sort of easy mode, the the wife Yeti being harder mode. And what I like about Snow Peak Ruins is that you can basically go and basically do these things where you can use cannonballs and destroy huge chunks of ice or these monster enemies that are just ice, and then you can also get the ball and chain that you can use and destroy, the monster, the huge chunk of ice monster, and then hit the smaller versions of it. And I do like the boss fight that you do, and because Blizzita can summon these big chunks of ice, and it can basically see from the top down for that part, and it will do this sort of smash attack with the ice blocks, and you have to basically dodge it, and then if it was surrounded, and then you have to hit one of them or two of them with the ball and chain so you can find a way out, and then hit Blizzita herself. And yeah, I do really enjoy Snow Peak Ruins, and I think it's one of the best dungeons in Twilight Princess. So that's been my list for the top 5 favourite winter themed areas in video games. I hope you enjoyed that video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.